It's now 6 o'clock. We'll call to order the meeting of the Plan Commission for Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So item number 4 on the agenda, is there anyone on the commission that would like to disclose a potential conflict of interest for any of the agenda items that are listed for this evening? No conflicts reported. Moving on to number 5, public comments for non-agenda Harrison related items. No one has signed up to sign in. Is there anyone here that would like to share something with the Plan Commission that is not listed on the agenda for later this evening? Moving on to agenda item number 6, corrections and approval of the previous meeting minutes. Attached in your packets were the meeting minutes for May 20th of 2025. Does anyone have any corrections for the meetings for the minutes as presented? No corrections. I will entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes for May 20th of 2025.
So I will second.
Trustee Van Half had requested.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from May 20th, 2025 as printed and circulated.
Little patience while we work through this new mic system, Sean. I apologize.
Let's see that too.
Yeah, so we have a motion by Trustee Van Half. Second.
Will you turn your mic back on already? Person.
All right. Who would like to make a second?
I'll second it.
And
You're going to that you not to.
moving on to item number 7.
I don't think we voted on it.
Oh. We have a motion, we have a second. All those in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? No opposition. Agenda item number 7, convene meeting and enter into a public hearing. So I will entertain a motion that we enter into hearing. Would someone like to make that motion?
I'll make the motion to move into public hearing.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. All those in favor?
I know.
All those opposed? No opposition. Moving on to item A, under agenda item number 7, the conditional use permit for Tom Roofers and 7190 Highway 114, parcel number 38,744. Is there anyone here to speak related to this? If you'd like to please come forward.
You have to move to in city. He's a bit cute. Can you turn the public mic down?
We'll see.
There you go.
What would you like to know?
What would you like to? What would you like to share with the committee related?
I'm just looking for the conditional use permit for my new building.
So this is you.
Yes, that is correct. It is me.
You're trying to turn yourself on. The person, right, there you go with that.
I swear I do. Um. Does anyone on the commission have any questions related to the information presented?
We should probably do that under 10A, so 7A, B, and C are just public hearings. If there's nobody here to speak on those items, we can close the hearings and move on. And then under the 10 new business, we'll talk about each of those individual projects.
That sounds good.
If we have any follow-up questions for you, we will address them later in the agenda. Thank you. Is there anyone in attendance that has any comments they would like to share related to item B, conditional use permit for Troy Frederickson? Related to parcel 42,314.
You want me to go there, wait till, okay, all right, sounds good.
And then is there any public comment on the Village of Harrison comprehensive plan resolution that's being presented later tonight? With no public comment, we will then, I'll entertain a motion to exit public hearing.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
A second.
We have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? No opposition. We will close the public hearing. And reconvene the regular meeting. Any old business for discussion, consideration, or action? None noted. New business for discussion, consideration, and or action. The first item is A, the conditional use permit related to parcel 38,744, the water closet. Conditional use. Is there anything you would
So John.
like to share, Josh?
Sure.
The applicant seeking to put in essentially a toilet and a sink into a full shed. He's little residential, it's 10 acres. He's allowed 2 outbuildings, not more than 4,000 square feet. The ordinance just requires that if you do put in a water closet, in other words, a toilet, that you do go through the conditional process for that. Other than that, the ordinance doesn't really have any other criteria or conditions that you meet. Other than that, you don't turn an accessory building into living quarters.
Does anyone on the commission have any questions?
I do, it's just that a plumbing permit was pulled with the building permit. As you know, and if they haven't already, then they do get that, so it does get inspected. And at final inspection, then it's approved. And then approval or confirmation of the septic design that it's going into. I don't know if you're planning on putting it into your house. Or in, what you have right now, but is it? I heard that the Calumet County controls that. And then usually those are built to specifications of how many water facilities you have going into it, so that they would approve that additional would be added, your system would be adequate to handle that kind of addition. So
It was inspected last year because there had to be work done on prior to us buying the property.
okay.
So they had to dig the tanks up and replace the tanks.
Mhm.
And at that time, county was out there inspecting it, and the plans for the project were explained to the engineer at that time, and he approved it and said there would be absolutely no problem with the site of the amount to handle 1 toilet, 1 sink.
Okay.
Any other questions? With that, I will entertain a motion for action on the conditional use permit.
I'll make a motion to accept and approve the conditional use permit for the property at M 7190 Highway 114.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposition? Moving on to item B, conditional use permit for Troy Frederickson for parcel 42314. Mr. Sherman?
This is in the same case, the applicant has 3.27 acres, he has no outbuildings on his property, it's all residential. He's looking to put up a large pole building for his personal use. Again, you're allowed to put in a water closet with a conditional use process as long as it meets the zoning ordinance and that it's not built out to be a dwelling or a secondary living building.
Yeah,
Is there anything you'd like to share?
No, just basically storage, I'm gonna heat it. And to your regard for the amount and the septic, that plan is in the works right now, working with the installer to get it done, and then once that's complete, I know I talked to Paul Bergman too on a couple of them, I've got some of the paperwork in already, but I'll have to get that submitted to the county and just get going on that and permits and fees and everything else required, so sounds fair.
Any other questions from the commission? With that, I will entertain a motion related to item B.
I'll make a motion to approve the conditional use permit for Frederickson at 95686 East Road to the water closet into his accessory building.
We have a motion
And I'll second.
and we have a second. All those in favor? All those opposed? Moving on to item C. The certified survey map for DeWitt Development, parcel number 46672. Mr. Sherman?
This is in Harrison Heights, it might be easier to explain this than what's on the memo. Basically, the developer is looking to create an additional lot. And what he is doing is he's taking parcel 46672. Which is to the south of the lower level, and he's splitting that parcel. And then with that, he's creating lots 2 and 3 on the CSM, but he's adding land to that by purchasing around 8,000 square feet from parcel 46670 and adding that to lots 2 and 3. So he's splitting one parcel and then taking land from the parcel off of Woodland and adding that land to the 2 new lots.
Will lot 2 be developable with all of the protective buffers for the wetland?
Yes, if he gets a permit to remediate that, which maybe Dable can clarify, they may have already done that. But it would be buildable should they fill that portion in. The navigable stream back there will remain as is and they'll carry the setbacks. Both lots are fairly large. Lot 2, 17,500 square feet, and lot 3 is 19,000 square feet.
Yeah, basically the DNR has already gave exemption on that wetland, so the wetland doesn't exist anymore. The with permits, they can be built.
Do we retain those permits with the subdivision files then, or how do we?
They provide them and we keep them in the file for this development. Yes.
Okay.
With filling in that lot, what will the impact be to the drainage on the surrounding lots?
Shouldn't be any.
That is in the consideration when the DNR does approve those things, yeah.
With approval and the approved drainage plan when we submit for each house.
Yeah, as they submit a site plan, for example, Dable will submit that, it'll have drainage information, grades, elevations, etc. And then we send that to McMahon, and then they review that. And if there's any issues, the 2 engineers will work that out.
Is there a reason it wasn't included in the original plat for that subdivision as 2 lots? Have you just seen a decrease in need for larger lots, or
regulations with the wetlands. So because of the size of that wetland, the buildable area wasn't allowed. And after the development and the improvements of the property, the wetlands in the eyes of the DNR seemed to be reasonable to be permitted to build.
Just another question as far as sewer and water service. No, I assume there's just one service to that lot right now. Is that will be on the developer to pull all permits and get that installed, road cuts and such?
Yes.
Any questions by members of the commission?
I'd like to make a motion on it.
I'll entertain a motion for item C.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to approve certified survey map CSM DeWitt Development W 5896 Edgewood Drive, parcel 4672. With the staff's recommended conditions as printed circulated.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I will second.
We have a second. All those in favor, say aye.
I,
All those opposed? No opposition? That takes us to agenda item 10D, site plan review for Farmers Field Pavilion, parcel number 33524. Mr. Sherman,
I'll take this one.
all right.
So as the memo states, the village has been working with McMahon and the Kimberly School District to design this new park shelter at Farmers Field. This was included originally in the master plan for the park. The proposed building is approximately 6,000 square feet. It'll be an open air shelter with an indoor meeting space, a kitchen / concession stand, storage and restrooms, both accessible from inside and outside of the building. Village staff will manage the rental of the indoor space similar to what we do at the Dartmouth Community Park. It'll be available for rentals year round. The village will be covering all of the material costs, and the Kimberly School District will be covering all of the labor to construct the new shelter. As I stated, the original master plan included this, and all the stormwater and drainage was previously designed to handle the development of this building. Water and sewer will eventually be extended to this property from the south to service the building. We're working with the property owners at this time to extend utilities off of Woodland to service the building, so it doesn't have to be on a well or septic. So the village is looking for approval from the site plan today to move this forward, because we're gonna be digging footings in the next 2 weeks.
Does this building still allow? It's a gorgeous looking building, and I think it's a great partnership with the school district and allowing those kids to contribute to the community in which they reside. Will it be able to accommodate some type of concession stand when that park is to the point where events will, sporting
Yes.
events and things like that will be held there?
So on the, basically what's being planned is, it doesn't depict it very well on here, but the plan is to have some type of openable window on the west elevation of the building, and then under the open canopy, some kind of roll-up building door that would be heated, so that when these fields are being used, they can use that kitchen as a concession stand, and it's being developed to have proper plugs and all that kind of stuff. So we're working with the River Surge Group, who is it has an agreement with the village to use those soccer fields to make sure that we design that concession stand building room, if you will, to meet their needs, but then in the off time, it would be used for as a normal kitchen for a rental like this kitchen does.
Are they making any financial donations or contributions as part of setting the kitchen up to the specs in which they prefer?
Who's they?
The soccer organization that you're partnering with on giving priority to fields?
No, because the village contract that has been previously approved stated that the village would provide a concession stand and shelter for their use in the future.
Any questions from the rest of the commission?
The only question I had, I took a look at the site there and the power head is to the north side of that. And then it looks like the line is running straight east of that power head. And that, I kind of, part of it is the building, I would assume is looked at by the individuals to make sure it would clear that line. And that,
They can laid out the electrical and they kind of laid out this and it does clear that line.
okay. And the only other question was,
In the future, if there is ever an expansion, I never see a park shelter be expanded, but if there is that need, we would just have to relocate that transformer.
I know that will not be achieved, that's why I didn't know if rotating the building was an option or if, I don't know what the rest of the site, along would allow there, so.
There's been a lot of discussion during the design of this over how this building should sit and the fact that it's going to be used by both village residents as rentals and the soccer group and just the park users. It was changed multiple times and it made the most sense to try to do it this way. So that if you rent the park shelter and you're carrying in all of your cake and all that stuff, you're not having to walk all the way around the building to get it.
Yep. Right, makes sense.
Any further questions? With that, I will entertain a motion related to the site plan review for Palmer's Field Pavilion.
I'll second.
Would you like to make the motion?
Make the motion that we recommend that the site plan review of the Farmers Field Pavilion 5807 Manawa Road, parcel 33,524 be approved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? No opposition. That brings us to 10E, which is the Village of Harrison Comprehensive Plan resolution.
So after a roughly a year planning process, gaining public input, working with the public and the board, and staff and the consultant updating the plan, the plan is presented on the village's website. It's about 130 some pages. We are looking for approval tonight. Under state law, we're required to the planning commission is required to approve a resolution for the plan, and then the village board will adopt an ordinance implementing the plan. I think what I can say is the village board, there was a joint meeting on some changes, some recommendations at the last time the planning commission and board met. Board has since taken some action on the medium residential density areas based on additional public input. That the public was not necessarily in favor of all of the medium residential density areas, so those areas were changed to be low residential development, and I think a drawing is included in your packet that kind of shows where some of those changes are. So there was also a minor edit to the housing bonus to remove language for supporting nursing homes and community-based residential facilities due to the concern of a volunteer fire department and volunteer paramedics staffing issues related to that. So at this point, there was really no other changes to the plan. We haven't heard a lot of public comment from anybody in the last couple months, so staff is recommending adoption of the resolution and we'll be recommending the same thing to the village board.
Has the public had time to comment since the board last met and made the changes from medium to low density as well as the language?
Yes, that's been on the village website, and there was a Facebook post that went out and we received no comments on it.
I guess I'd like to state that I don't necessarily support the changes. I think the conversation at the joint meeting would have been the time to have those conversations while the company was here to discuss the study and the logic behind the study. I also don't support the change in the language eliminating nursing homes and community-based residential facilities, stating the reason being the fire department and paramedic staffing issues. When this community is preparing to build a large fire department to at one point accommodate a full-time paid fire department. If we're planning for that type of growth, we should be planning to include senior members of our community in that growth. And that's just my personal opinion. Any other discussion, questions, or comments? With that, I will entertain a motion to approve the resolution supporting the adoption of the Village of Harrison Comprehensive Plan update for 2045. It's resolution B 2025-13.
I'd like to make a motion to approve, resolution V 2025-13, a resolution supporting the adoption of the Village of Harrison Comprehensive Plan update for 2025. Yes, principles.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
We have a second. All those in favor? All those opposed will be a nay. That brings us to F, the zoning permit reports for May of 2025 and June of 2025.
So what I would say related to this, and Josh can speak to it, it's been a busy couple of months. In May, there were 23 building permits issued, and in June there was 49. You can see that those 18 in May, there was 4 new single family homes at a value of about 1.5 million. In June, there was 18 new single family homes at a value of about 7 million. To date, we've issued about 50 new single family permits. There was a number of accessory structures, primarily fences, and a number of miscellaneous, and then there was some commercial development permits that were issued in May as well. So it's been a busy couple of months for the planning office with a lot of new development happening.
Does the commission have any questions?
No.
With that being said, we will move on to future agenda items. Any things that need to be added to future agenda? With suggestions, moving on to item 12 to set the last meeting date, which is tentatively scheduled for August 19th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Per usual, that will be dictated on if there are topics that need to be discussed. Last matter on the agenda is the motion to adjourn. I will entertain one for adjourn.
I will make a motion to adjourn at this time.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
No, second.
Do we have a second? All those in favor? All those opposed? Meeting is adjourned.
So,
Yes.
your CD will go to our next meeting, and I'll be